Greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Jayden Sage, and today we will explore the foundations of the Martian economy. Humanity's dream of Martian settlement is filled with grandiose concepts, with visions of perfection beyond compare. However, for the first 20 years of our presence on Mars, the reality will be far more sobering. There is a vast distance between planet Earth and planet Mars, equivalent to the distance between Earth and our Sun. This interplanetary distance will warrant that the economy of Mars be far more independent and resilient than sheer reliance on Earth dynamics. In the beginning, it will be a humble economy that is laden with basic needs fulfillment as its primary function. In time, as the colony becomes larger, the more robust will become its underpinnings. Mars is quite the harsh environment. Mere proximity to planet Earth does not equate to an even remotely hospitable environment for human habitation. Martian environment is misunderstood specifically because it is one of our closest neighbors, and as such, we think it to be in the sphere of habitable zones for humans. There are a myriad of challenges uniquely present on Mars that make it quite an inhospitable place. While going into full details here is beyond the scope of this discussion, a few highlights are requisite to the position being presented. An instance of such is the radiation present on the Martian surface. This will expose humans to undue medical challenges from prolonged exposure. This radiation dynamic alone is enough to drive humans below ground on Mars. One of the most prudent courses of action on Mars will be to utilize the lava tubes already present on the Martian landscape and settle underground. This will allow protection from the dangers of radiation that are omnipresent on the Martian surface. No amount of human-made shielding, extensive or outsized, can provide the level of protection that is simply available so easily below ground in the lava tubes. Allowing Mother Nature to guide us to levels already created below ground will foster the path in space which we have neglected so eloquently on planet Earth. A partnership between humanity and Mother Nature. The concept of Mother Nature extends beyond the confines of planet Earth. It is only the confines of the human mind and our understandings that place limits on the natural universe, which ordains such concepts to individual planets such as planet Earth. Mother Nature is as vast as Mother Universe, both of which we will come to understand better as we expand out, not only in our physical space, but also in the mental space called our mind. The notion of human settlement on the surface of Mars may seem like the more obvious choice. However, this copy-paste strategy of how human settlements proceeded on Earth is missing a vital component, as the Martian environment commands a familiar trajectory. It seems the universe has a sense of humor after all, for we will have traversed millions of miles and in the process reached the pinnacle of our technological ingenuity, only to become cavemen all over again. The cyclical nature of human existence will require us to first live underground before we come out into the light. Once again, repeating this pattern, this time on a new planet. Choosing the right location within the lava tubes will also be important. The optimum location within the lava tubes will be one where there is liquid body of water. The deeper we go into the lava tubes, the greater the chance of sufficient temperature to yield liquid water. Once this section of the lava tube is closed off on both ends, the economics will commence. The best course of action will be to first create a sealed environment from collected rocks and soluble sealants. This will be followed by brick walls made of extra strength mushrooms. Other mushrooms will be grown as food for the inhabitants. With the advent of plants that facilitate oxygen and carbon recycling, we will have the environment needed for a stable settlement. Only once this is achieved will economics permeate the living environment of Mars. The Level 1 Martian economy will resemble that of a small human settlement from Earth's past. While we will not resort to bartering, the fulfillment of basic human needs will be the strongest driver of Martian economics. We will take all the knowledge we have acquired to tame Earth's environment to our needs and apply it to that of Mars. The nurturing of food sources, plants, and animals will be the primary drivers of this phase. Next will be housing maintenance. This equates to not just individual dwellings, but to the safety and security of the entire colony. In a new and unpredictable environment of which we have no previous knowledge, the best course of action will be to anticipate potential problems and build defenses around them, for anything less can have an outsized impact on the inhabitants. Once we secure our living space and secure our food sources, we will pursue what we have always pursued after these two goals: entertainment. Entertainment will be of even more importance for Martian life, since Martian living will be quite isolating. Even if the colony consists of a couple of 100 people, the need to engage the mind in periods of rest and relaxation will become a top priority, and the methods developed to do so will be quite valuable a resource and present endless economic opportunities. The entirety of fulfilling these three basic needs of humanity will constitute the L1 Martian economy and be the drivers for the economics of Mars. The first wealth creation opportunities will occur from Mars-specific enhancements to these basic needs. Eventually, as the colony expands outward and begins to explore its environment, new discoveries will be made. New minerals and new elements will be revealed. These searches and discoveries will be spearheaded by the needs of Martian living. There is even a small chance of possible new life forms on Mars. Minerals, elements, and possible life forms will drive the Level 2 economy. The L2 economy will command that not only are multiple settlements established, but the creature comforts contained in future iterations be magnitudes better than the previous ones. In time, the colonies will adopt forms of localized governing. Once this is accomplished, the colonies will become city-states. A robust trade ecosystem will develop between these groups. With the establishment of these more permanent forms of settlements, generations of humans will be born who will have very limited understanding of Earth dynamics. But there will be greater and greater trade between the city-states of Mars, the free-floating space stations, and planet Earth. This economy will be the Level 3 economy, also known as interplanetary trade. The L3 economy will address the needs of Martians, Earthlings, and the citizens of the many space stations along the way. This economy will then grow by leaps and bounds. Prosperity of the colonists will allow them to expand in numbers organically and by immigration to levels which require multiple colonies. The infusion of new wealth will allow the further expansion of more outposts, more colonies, and more city-states. The L1, L2, and L3 economies will foster the permanency of Martian settlement. Martian economy, when developed with strong foundational underpinnings, will achieve the self-sustainability that is requisite to building a new society that is not beholden to Earth's follies. Humanity will arrive at a new point on Earth when the New World morphed into nations. The wars of the Old World no longer carried the same weight as before. Similarly, the politics of Earth will start to reveal the cracks of their shortcomings. Humanity will once again arrive at a familiar place. Recognizing the cyclical nature of humanity's existence will allow us to grow to new levels of understandings and financial abundance for the entire region of space between Earth, the Moon, and Mars. We will herald in a new era in space where human ingenuity intertwines with human prosperity.